Well, good morning. Happy Monday on June 15th. My name is Kristin Kaufman, for those of y'all whom I've not had the opportunity to meet yet. And every week we meet here at 8 o'clock for just a few minutes in a session called Have a Seat with Kristin. It's an homage to my books, Is This Seat Taken? All three of which were bestsellers. And this weekly podcast or weekly broadcast is actually geared toward people who may be questioning certain things about their business, their lives. They just really want a couple of golden nuggets to start the week with. And therefore, at the request of my clients, I'm doing this every Monday morning at 8 o'clock. Again, my name is Kristin Kaufman, for those of y'all who are just joining. And I'm now in the business of helping people build and create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And yes, that is possible, which leads me to our topic for today. And it's actually perfect for my calling, if you will, to build a life you want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. They are not mutually exclusive. And the topic I want to talk about today is, what is one of the most powerful words that you can use in your life and in your business? And that word is and, A-N-D. I think oftentimes when we are in a big business proposition, we're leading a large team, we're negotiating a big contract, or even just in our own lives when we're negotiating things in our own heads, we have a tendency to say but and or. In other words, we can do this or we can do that. Or you may be thinking this, but that is not actually the case. And when we embrace the word and, it becomes a very generative way of looking at whatever dilemma or whatever situation we are looking at. It gives us an expanded way of looking at the world. And I actually made a couple of examples out because I didn't want to be thinking of them real time in case I got tripped up. So I wrote a couple out. And this will, again, give you some perspective on why I believe the word and is one that all of us can integrate into our lives and into our business and get a tremendous return on that investment of shifting that mindset. So in the olden days, if you will, before I had learned this philosophy, which is about 20 years ago, we oftentimes were pushed to choose A or B. We had a very binary way of looking at a situation. For example, it could be you can have the product at that price, or you can have a high quality product, or you can have centralized authority and direction, or you can have decentralized entrepreneurship. Or the one that I think might really resonate with most of us, given our political environment and climate today, you can have fiscal conservatism, or you can have a liberal, more humanistic governance. And that philosophy of having either or oftentimes obviously drives people to choose a side. They choose very polar sides. And it kind of prevents us from coming together and coming toward the center so that we can all actually come to some compromise that we can both be comfortable and satisfied with. And a lot of people think that that must be a lukewarm way of resolving a conflict, and it denotes weakness. And I absolutely could not disagree more. I actually think when we seek the center and we seek having more of a moderate approach to anything, where we're embracing both philosophies, but we're trying to meet it in a way that satisfies both philosophies, we actually become stronger and we actually become more powerful. Which is why, I think about the word and being one of the most powerful words in the English language. So let me give you some examples on that. We have a clear vision and a collective agreement of our goals, and we also continue to encourage innovation and change as the market conditions change. So that would be one, for example, in a corporate environment or in a leadership environment. For example, in a nonprofit arena. We have a lofty futuristic model for our nonprofit's goal of growth, and we pay close attention to the data and our results to drive our decisions against how we deliver these goals. So you see, you can have both very lofty, very ambitious goals, and you can also measure and monitor how indeed we are executing against those goals. And to not have the and in there, we oftentimes can over-rotate, is the word I use, to choose one or the other. And when it comes to like a personal situation, oftentimes when people are trying to lose weight or they're trying to, let's take lose weight for an example, they'll say, I can either have carbs or I can lose weight. Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, you might lose weight faster if you eliminate all carbs, but then you're going to have cravings perhaps and maybe a little bit of a challenge. So you could modify that and say, I'm going to reduce my number of carbs, and I'm going to give myself permission if I want to have a baked potato one night a week, I'm going to allow myself to do that, for example. So you can have both. And I just really believe that the word "and" can be our most powerful. So for those of you who are just joining, again, my name is Kristin Kaufman. We meet here every Monday morning and Have a Seat with Kristin at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time here on the Kristin Kaufman Alignment Inc. page. We address challenges or perspectives that perhaps might be of interest to people who are in business, or perhaps you're entrepreneurs, you're a nonprofit leader, or perhaps you are a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, and you just simply want to have a couple of nuggets to start your week with. So the nugget that we started with this week was the power of the word "and I will close with this quote from Scott Fitzgerald because I think it is so apropos, and he says it way better than I could. He was quoted by saying, "The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function." And so therefore, I'd like to encourage all of us this week on June 15th to embrace and try to balance both sides, see both perspectives, integrate the word "and" into your vocabulary, and realize that saying "and" is just the beginning. The execution is the hard part. Saying it doesn't make it so. We have to embrace the word and also embrace whatever pivots, to use the word of our generation, we must pivot to basically satisfy both polar perspectives. And yes, it is absolutely possible. So in closing, again, my name is Kristin Kaufman. I'm in the business today, these days, of helping people build and create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And yes, that is possible. Make it a great Monday, a great week, and I will see you here next Monday at 8 o'clock with Have a Seat with Kristin. Make it a great week.